And it will keep multiplying at this rate.
歯車が噛み合う。つまり物事が軌道に乗るって意味です。ここの同じような慣用句を選びなさいの括弧にはギアが。なるほど。小森さんすごいです。そうかな。
How heartwarming. Resting my chin on my hand, I keep watching the two girls. Stuttering greatly, Cud recited an earlier sentence from memory.
じゃあ次行くよ。単語帳にメモしましょう。はい、そうですね。後ろのページにメモします。G E A R G E A R
なあリキ
Oh, you're alive again.
休み時間まで勉強だ。どうなってんだあいつら。
No idea. They seem to be enjoying themselves. Forget this was an effort toward becoming foreign-ish. She was taking it very seriously, but they were enjoying it a little too much. I guess time flies when you're doing something fun.
そうか？飽きないのかね。
I wish they would. Masato asked, yawning. I doubt it. They seem totally immersed.
次の授業は
Math.
なんだよ数学かよ。起きて損した。寝る。
Wake me up when it's not math next. Already? I turned my eyes back on Kamari and Cod. They were still at it. I guess I should prepare a little for math. I took out my math textbook from my desk. I'd run out of pages on my leaf notebook halfway through the previous lesson. Oh well. It was because the teacher had filled the entire blackboard with stuff for us to copy down. I need to go buy a new one. I picked up a new notebook at the school store. I got lucky, it was the only one left. As I exited the store, I came across a familiar face. Hello, Cod.
Hi, hello です。お買い物ですか？
Yeah, I'm all done. What about you?
はい、文房具を少し、あとは便箋とか切手とかです。
The store sold all kinds of things. Apart from stationery, the reference books you could buy, the uniforms, sports attire, and jersey as well. They also sell things like copy cards and nutritional bars for late night snacking.
それから注文書を出してきました。
Oh, I see. Students could fill in an order form to request additional articles in the store lineup. It wasn't that every request was accepted, of course. What do you request?
家庭科部のストックです。寮長さんのリストに従って注文してみたんですけど。
So you've decided to succeed the club presidency?
そうなりますね。廃部になるというのも悲しいです。私でいいのかという話もなくはないのですが。
A glance at the copy of the order form in her hand revealed it scrawled with ingredients such as dried shiitakes and katsuboshi, dried smoked tuna that is frequently also shaved into flakes. The flakes may look like wood chips, but are highly prized as condiments in Japanese cuisine. Looks like you ordered a large amount of kombu, too. What are you using it for? A type of kelp or seaweed that has long and thin leaves and is frequently used in Japanese cuisine. Dried kombu is valued highly as a condiment. Why are you just buying condiments?
昆布はですね、昆布巻き用です。
Kombu rolls? You mean ones filled with grated yam and such?
そうです、そうです。丸天堂の昆布はとても美味しいのです。北の本場で採れたものはミネラル、食物繊維たっぷりです。思い出したら食べたくなってきました。昆布の煮物は私の得意料理の一つだったりします。学食の昆布は少し物足りないんですよね。
So you're going to make us some yourself?
試食して美味しいと判断してもらえれば、この昆布を使ってもらえるかもしれませんし、学食の料理も美味しくなります。趣味と実益を兼ねる一石二鳥ですよ。
Are you going to make are you good at making Japanese dishes? The way Cud was happily chattering away was charming. Then I went and blurted that out.
はい。
That sounds That sounds, reassuring. Cud smiled faintly. Seeing that made me regret asking. Perhaps she had taken my question the wrong way. However, as if she knew exactly what I was thinking, Cud just kept grinning and going along.
オムレツ焼くよりだし巻き卵作る方が得意ですよ。
An egg dish made by mixing dashi soap stock into beaten eggs. Unlike scrambled eggs, the eggs are firm and rigid. Also relevant is the fact that sunny side up is the only proper way to fry an egg in Japan. It's the only way I fry eggs.
自分で言うのもなんですが、クドリャフカお手製卵焼きはお昼の時間引く手あまたなのです。まさにメジャーを狙いますよ。
No, I shouldn't say only. I do other stuff because I'm not.
卵焼きメジャ
No
ーリ
one
ーグ
trick
でバン
pony.
バン稼げますね。
No, there isn't a Tamagoyaki Major League.
ちなみにこの間三枝さんとのトレードはゆで卵3つでした。
Okay. Oh, I see. I nodded sagely. A few minutes later, the chime signaled the end of recess.
なってしまいました。
We better get going. We hurried back to the classroom. During the next recess, the homeroom teacher showed up in the classroom.
今日の日直。あ、直江か。
Oh yeah, I totally forgot
教
about
卓の
that.
上にある申し込み用紙を配っておいてて。本当なら説明をしないといけないんだが、帰りのホームルームにする。臨時の職員会議がこの後入っているんだ。悪いな。
I'm used to it. I'll take care of it. He left the classroom in a hurry as I nodded to him. What are the papers about? Kamari walked up to me as I headed to the desk. I was paired up with her for the duty today. Of course I was.
どうかしたの？
I am fucking always paired up with Kamari. Well, he told me to pass out these papers out to the class.
そうなんだ。配るの手伝うよ。
Thanks, here's half of them. We split up and began distributing them to the class. The classroom started to turn noisy.
みんな後ろに回してね。
I found out that the forms were about it as I saw the document attached to them. A proficiency test.
みたいだね。
We looked at each other. Our school didn't have traditional midterms. Instead, we could take proficiency tests in the middle of the term. The tests were used nationwide and were provided by a major prep school. The results were used only as a reference for our grades. Since they weren't required, you didn't need to take them. If you were confident, you would do well at the end of the term exam. Masato's not taking this shit. Yet taking them usually portrayed a diligent image to the teachers. It might also come in handy if you happen to get a bad grade on the finals. That's why about half the students take them.
ミキ君は受ける？
I know for a fact Masato's not taking this. Because he's gonna be sleeping. I don't know. I did it when I was in the first year. What about Masato and Kengo? I looked around for them. Masato was always lying with his face flat against the desk sleeping. Kengo seemed to have cleared up his desk. There was nothing on it. He was just sitting with his eyes closed in meditation. Or so it seemed.
りんちゃんは難しい顔してるね。
When Ren caught my eye, she quickly turned away. After that, she put away her paper and started blatantly pretending to enjoy the view out the window.
みーちゃん、どうしたんだろう。
Figured she doesn't want us to see her mulling over the test. I ran up my eyes through the classroom for the other members. Kuragaya looked completely disinterested. Nishizono seemed to have already filled in her form. Everyone treats the test in a totally different way. What is it, Kamari?
ふーちゃん、どうかしたのかな。
Kamari was looking at Cud, who was stiffly holding her application form. Hey Cud, what's wrong?
いやー。
I asked her on my way back to the seat. She looked at me with a troubled face.
どうもです。リキ。
You don't look too energetic. Are you unwell?
いえ、さっきまでなんともなかったのですが。
She cast her eyes back down on the application
今
form.
はちょっと憂鬱です。
Something wrong?
はい。あんまりテストは好きではないのです。
I think you'd be hard pressed to find somebody who likes them. Of course, somebody like Kuragai might be an exception. I shot a glance at Kuragai sitting at her desk by the window. She's focusing on something bulky. Yeah, she is. Is that an encyclopedia?
どうしても日本のテストは苦手なのでさ。
Sure. Let's go with encyclopedia. She had... Her head hung dejectedly. What did you do for the entrance exams?
レポートと基礎的な試験は受けました。いい点数ではなかったです。レポートの方は評価してもらえたみたいです。
I see.
あとは、
Hmm?
英語が苦手なのです。
No shit. Well, I guess I know how much you struggled during English class. The classroom door opened. Then the teacher stepped in. Let's continue later, Cud. I got back to my desk. I don't think she even heard me. I decided to talk to her at lunchtime again. Lunch at the cafeteria. Cud still appeared to be feeling down, staring down at the form in her hand. Cud, your pasta is getting soggy. She let out another expansive sigh. God. I called out.
どうかしましたか？
Nothing. I just said your pasta is getting soggy. I pointed at her plate.
はい、そうですね。
She's completely spaced out. Alright. I gave up trying to get through to her and focused on my own lunch. Udon soba, not a bad combination. It had a mysterious texture. Slurping my noodles, I cast another furtive glance at Cud.
ベキ、
Yes?
これに申し込みをしないとどうな
Nothing
る
at all.
んでしょうか？
Nothing in particular. But then everything will depend on how well you do on the finals. Those finals would more or less determine your grades for the term. Although abundance and participation also count, it would only be a small part of the grade. Or so we've
そう
heard.
なんですか。
The proficiency test was a multiple choice test with a bubble answer sheet. The application for taking the test was the same. There wasn't much time between the application deadline and the test day, because the test questions were provided online. And the deadline for the application was tomorrow.
一発勝負だとさらに泥沼にはまり込みそうです。
Yeah, it's a good idea if you want a safety net. Make or break situations are pretty
ミ
dangerous.
キくんとくーちゃん、こんにちは。
Oh, you're having lunch now?
一緒に食べよう。
You usually have your lunch earlier, don't you?
りんちゃんが猫に餌やるの見てたから。猫さんが2匹喧嘩しててね。大変なのお話ししてたの。
About the proficiency test?
実力テストか。どうしようかな。
Kamari sat down next to Cud. Are you gonna take it?
受けなくてもいいんだけど。じゃあ今回は私も受けようかな。
Well, guess I'll take it together. With you guys too, then. To be honest, I wasn't very interested, but
くーちゃんは？
Cud was still wrapped in a gloomy atmosphere. She doesn't like tests. Who does? Who loves taking tests? I love tests. The stress of them, I love them. It's so much fun. Cud sighed. Get the hell out of here. Everyone loves tests. She put her application form on the table and began eating her pasta with
くー
chopsticks.
ちゃんすごいね。箸ですごい綺麗に食べてるよ。でもフォーク使わないの？
She prefers chopsticks. Cud eating pasta with chopsticks was a strange sight to behold indeed.
受けた方がいいですよね。
Kamari had a thoughtful look on her face and rested her chin on her spoon handle.
どうしても嫌だったら無理に受けることもないんじゃないかな。その代わり飛沫黄砂が余計大変です。
Right, you'd just be kicking the can down the road. Kat's chopsticks ceased moving as she put on her thinking cap again. By the way, Kamari, thanks for fetching the class duty log in the morning.
それくらい大丈夫だよ。
Kamari brought her club sandwich to her mouth. I'll return it to the faculty office.
いいよ。大丈夫。私が持っていくよ。
I glanced at Kamari's plate. There was a single free yogurt sandwich besides the club sandwich. Beside the club sandwich.
気になる？
Noticing the object of my interest, she asked me with a grin. Yeah, those are really tasty. For no apparent reason, it isn't on the menu, and you can only get one when you order a club sandwich.
これが楽しみでつい頼んじゃうんだよ。
She told me with a hearty smile that she was saving it for last.
リキ君も欲しい？
No, it's okay. I don't mean to take away from your feast. I declined the offer.
ごめんね。でもこれだけ頼めたらいいんだけどね。
She wrapped her free yogurt sandwich in a napkin as if protecting a treasure. After that, she sprinkled some salt onto her club sandwich.
学食のクラブハウスサンドはこのお塩がポイントなのです。
Do they not season their food? Apparently, she had covered her fruit yogurt sandwich to avoid getting salt on it. I finished up the rest of my udon soba.
決めました。で、パスタがデロンデロンになってます？
I'm done.
しかもリキが食べ終わってます。くーちゃん決めたの？うわあ、フルーツヨーグルトサンドはやっぱりおいしいね。小森さんがいつの間にか隣に。あ、ハロー、小森さん。How are you? Hi, hello, くーちゃん。I'm fine, thank you.
Jesus, don't. Well, I think it's a little late for you two to exchange such greetings. So, God, what are you gonna do?
はい、受けることにします。
Wonderful. God's expression of sorrow was on a whole other level than before.
あんまり難しく考えない方がいいよ。
Just know that this is the fate of your universe for your entire rest of your life. If you fail this test, you fail everything. So, enjoy that.
ああ、そうだ。
She clapped her hands together.
いいこと思いついたよ。
You failed this test. You fail at life. Congratulations. What is it?
くーちゃんが勉強したい教科を誰かと一緒にやるんだよ。私は英語なら一緒にできるよ。ゆいちゃんは何でも得意だし、まさとくんも保健体育ならきっと得意だと思うよ。
Yeah, if there's a PE section, can I hit Masato? People often end up in the infirmary thanks to Masato, but I doubt he actually has any knowledge of health education himself.
リキくんも勉強いろいろできたよね。
Oh no. Not good at any in particular either, though.
どうかな、くーちゃん。でも皆さんもテスト勉強があるのではないでしょうか？大丈夫。教えながら復習もできるし、一石二鳥だよ。
Spread the suffering around. Yeah, that makes sense.
寮の誰かの部屋に集まってやるのもきっと楽しいよ。
That hadn't crossed my mind. We were all boarding
せっ
students.
かくの寮生活なんだし、そういうことやらないともったいないと思うんだ。
I nodded in approval.
そうですか。ご迷惑でなければお願いしたいです。
She bowed her head.
オッケーだよ。ありがとうございます。
A soothing smile finally lit up on her face. Oh boy.
というわけで、くーちゃんのテストをお手伝い作戦を行おうと思います。じゃあ、今回の作戦立案者から一言お願いします。
I think that's you. If this really If we go from like Haruka's like, oh, coming to terms with her sister, and it's just this passing a test. God, it would be such a. Please don't just be that. Yeah, since you're the one that proposed the plan, it's probably gonna be something to do with coming to terms with success, failure, expectation, something along those lines, if I had to guess. It just seems like it would set itself up that way.
じゃあ私がやるよ。テステス。
Hey, you don't have a microphone,
There
Kamari.
is no royal road to learning.
Stop.
リキリキ。
Got tugged on my sleeve. What, God?
おまりさんはなんて言ってるですか？
Something in horrible English. Well, she said there's no royal road to learning.
いきなりわかりません。
She said in a tearful voice.
小マリ君、その格言は最適解で学問は成し遂げられないという意味だぞ。
姉子、さすが。
Haruka, why are you here?
不動校がテスト頑張るの邪魔しようと思って。
I love you.
これグリグリ。
You here to distract her?
いやー、半分冗談だけど。
So then you're half serious. You can go home now.
ひどいなあ。あんまりだよ、リキ君。
I'll be very hard on you.
姉子、帰っていいって言われちゃいましたよ。
君は帰るといい。
Wow.
姉子冷たー。こまりちゃん。
Ren raises her head.
私も教えてもらいたい。りんちゃんも一緒に苦手なのをやればきっとできるようになるよ。
By the way, everybody, what subjects are you bad at?
不得意というか、数学はつまらんな。
Shut up, Kuragahi. You're a fucking god at math.
古典と原文が苦手かな。
Particularly bad. Not particularly bad. You mean a fucking prodigy? What the fuck are you talking about?
英語関係です。全部？
Let's see, well, putting Miss Lost Cause aside.
扱いひど。置いとかないで。じゃあ教えてもらいたいときはみんなお願いしましょう。
Can't just do Haruka 2 instead.
みんな頑張ってテスト勉強するよ。
了解し。
Like this, we began our test preparations. Our first meeting was held that same day after school. Well, there's a week left until the day of the test. Let's get cracking, Cud.
はい、よろしくお願いします。Yes, my best regards.
Okay. So let's decide who to study with.
はいです。
Who should we choose? Not. I want to so bad. There's so many. Okay, all of these are funny options. Masato is gonna be funny. Haruka, because it's Haruka. Kuragaya is gonna be the right choice though, because they're smart. So I don't want to do that one because that's boring. Haruka would be fun, but Nishizono would mellow out Haruka too much, and I wouldn't like that. So we'll just go Masato. What about me and Masato?
はい、よろしくです。
Where should we go? The library? No, that'd be too quiet for
学
Masato.
食ではどうですか？今の時間だと机は空いていると思いますです。
I just want more Masato. Ah, sounds great. And we can use the food to bait him. Masato would probably agree to the premise of good grub. I'll text him. Okay, done. Let's go.
はいです。
We headed out for the cafeteria. Come here, Masato. When we got there, Masato was already seated at a table. Wait, why are you already eating? And what surprised me more was that he was eating a heap of curry rice.
え、リキがおごってくれるんだろ？
Yeah, I did write that, but that's not all I wrote. He'd only grasped half the message.
さあな、それを俺はまだ読んでいない。
Why do you put the important stuff at the end? And then he lifted up the plate, tilting it to pour the rest of the food into his mouth all at once.
リキ、ごちそうさま。
I held him back by seizing the back of his shirt as he stood up to run away.
なんだよ。ごちそうさまも言っただろ。
No, that's not it.
美味しかったよ。ほら、感想も言ったぜ。
No. Recall the first line of my message.
学食でおごるよ。
No, the previous one. Read it closely. It says I'd like you to help Cud study for the test. Oh my god, he did put it first.
て、す、と。うわー！そんな言葉知りません、刑事さん。私は本当に何も聞かされてなかったんです。
What's with this interrogation routine? Look here. I took his cell phone out of it. I took the cell phone out of his jacket pocket. I browsed the menu to locate my mail. See, Your Honor, this is proof of the false testimony. I then shoved the phone in front of his face.
仕方がなかったんです。小腹が空いてたんで。
それなら仕方ないですね。
Why would you forgive him like that?
人は誰でも小腹がすくもので